Here we are. Another day. What have we got here? Why-oh, everybody. Excuse me, here we go. Okay. Just finish off this current batch. Out we are, yes. Thing is though, we've got, what have we got? We've only got 30 sheets in here. You know, it was 60. I cleared the first 30 out of the way because Ome was desperate for them. So it's the last 30 here, and 3 of the impressions are done. The blue, and the outline. So I've only got 3 impressions left. The sepia background of the owl, the darker brown, and then the green. So 3 impressions on 30 sheets is not an hour and a half's work. So this is not going to be the longest stream we've ever had. It's going to be, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes or something like that. So we won't be here for the full length. The next job I've got waiting this morning downstairs is hunch to preparation. I've got to send the key block to 2 of our carvers. They've both called me yesterday. They're waiting for this. So we have a short stream this morning, but anyway, whatever, we'll see. I've also got some more pictures from downstairs. I took another dozen pictures last night before we closed up. So a few more pictures from the construction downstairs to fill it out here. Dave, wake up. What am I doing? How do you do? And I'm here alone this morning. There's no wingman here today. All right, do we have a sound problem? Testing. Somebody's got no sound. We have a microphone online. It seems to be alive. My wingman for the past week or so, Will Sound, he's left the building. He's gone home. He left about an hour ago. 6 hours in advance of his flight. He seems pretty desperate to get out of here. Okay, thank you. Not much pigment at all, very, very light. We don't need much at all. Is there somebody else getting started here? Carving Tools, Wood Samples, Dave's ebook. Go for it. Will was indeed booked to be here for the month, the full month of February. A week or so ago, he told me that something has come up. And he had to go back to England. He didn't tell me what it is, and he still hasn't told me what it is. He seemed pretty desperate to get out of here. He was on his phone and messaging and Skyping and whatever 23 hours a day. I don't know. Anyway, it's up to him. You'll have to talk to him later about it. Maybe we drove him too hard. No idea. What did I do to him? So, no idea. Don't have a sample here, do I? Oh, somewhere around there. Okay, as I said, there's 30 sheets in here, so they're in groups of 15. 15 here, 15 there. We'll just go through each batch at a time, slowly and peacefully. Get a nice quiet start to the morning here. Where we left off, it's the blue has been done twice, twice, and then the key lines are here. Key lines, not key lines, but whatever. I think that paper's pretty soft. I think I'll need a backing sheet. This all placed here. While working on the construction down there the last few days, we've run into noise issues. We knew this was going to happen. We're not quite sure how to deal with it. The buildings on this street, they're stuck together. Nowadays, when you build buildings in Japan, you got to leave space between them. But in the old days, that wasn't the rule. You just jammed it up against right to your property line and stuck it on the end wall of the person next to you. So as a result, of course, sound, noise issues. When I talk here, I can't hear what's happening next door. They can't hear me. But when you bang concrete, it echoes and rings through everywhere. Even yesterday, I was up here on the third floor for a while, and the boys downstairs were banging something. They were trying to clear some plaster. And we had trouble talking because the banging and echoing was so loud, and it's up 2 floors. And that echoing goes through to the neighboring buildings. So this is a real problem. We have to try and time our noisiest jobs with the times when it doesn't bother people. And the problem is, people are living in these buildings and doing business in these buildings. So you do it at night, people can't sleep. Do it during the day, it bothers their activities. So the noisiest jobs have to be done in the small window between shutting the shops and when people would go to bed or in the morning waking up. We had it yesterday. We had a small complaint. It's not a complaint because the guy's friendly with us. He knows what's going on. But Lee-san, Aoyama-san, and Kawai-san, they took our small desk planer downstairs last night to plane some wood. And we've been ripping the wood off the old construction, and it's all white painted. It turns out it's really nice mahogany underneath. So we're planing it down a little thinner so we can use the wood for our own construction. Well, what happened was he was doing it in the afternoon, about 5 o'clock or something, 4 o'clock, I can't remember exactly. He started planing this stuff, and a few minutes later, the guy who runs the theater 2 doors down came over. It's the theater where the comedians work. And he said, sorry guys, and our planer noise was coming into their theater while they're having their activities. So he wasn't angry because he knows that we just simply didn't know. So he asked us, can you shut it down or hold it for a while till we're closed tonight? So it's tough, to try and find these windows when you can make a bit of noise without disrupting too many activities. Construction. Will the construction go okay without the extra help? The construction will proceed. I'll build it. If I have to do it myself, I'll build it. It's just simply going to take longer. That's all. We will do it. It will just take longer. This thing has been delayed and delayed and delayed. The guy downstairs, the jeweler, was supposed to be out by November. They gave him extra time. So we were really hoping we'd be able to build our shop slowly and peacefully during the winter before the spring onslaught hits. And finally we got the key February 1st, leaving us basically just 1 month before spring hits. And I was thinking we could do it, the four of us, me, Aoyama-san, Kawai-san, and then professional help, a professional woodworker, carpenter. The four of us should have been able to do it in February. And now we're down to three, me and Aoyama-san and Kawai-san, and none of us are professionals, and we've all got a crap load of other work to do. So there's no way we're going to be open by March the 1st. Absolutely no way. But it doesn't matter. We'll just keep on. The current shop we have is fine. It's not like we don't, we will be able to help people and serve people and do parties in our current shop. Line the walls with a crap ton of foam. We can't do that. We can't do anything like that. The building is a concrete structure. And every inch that we put into it reduces our shop size by an inch. I can't even insulate those walls because we just can't spare the space. And anyway, the point I'm talking about is when we're banging those walls to try and clear them and clean them. And that echoes all the way down the block. So there's nothing we can do about this except pick our times. Francis is gone. People keep coming in the chat here to say the same thing. So actually, he left an hour ago for the airport. So the airport has Wi-Fi. So probably sometime during this stream, Francis may be popping on from his iPhone or whatever he's got to say hello. Who knows? I don't know if you noticed on this one, but the background color for the owl here is also printed in another place. Very, very lightly, it gets under the blue also. I don't know if you can see it. So this is on top of the blue, and it's also here a little bit under these leaves. So things do build up in an interesting way that we don't really actually even notice. How long is the ride from Asakusa to the airport? Asakusa has the best airport access in this whole city. And we have two airports. We have the international airport in Chiba, the one they call Narita Airport. Then the old airport downtown, which used to be international but was switched to domestic when Narita opened. Well, things have changed now. It's switched back. So both of these airports have international flights coming in and out of them. And a while back, because it used to be that people would fly into Narita from overseas, then they have to take the train to Haneda and then fly from Haneda to a domestic destination. There's different train lines going back and forth between the two of them. And there's a new train line called I forget what it's called. It's run by the KQ people. I forget what they call it. The Airporter or something. And it comes from Narita right through Asakusa down to Haneda. So we are the absolute hotspot for getting a good express train to both airports. It used to be JR was the best for that with their Narita Express, but now this one's the best. So from our place now, it's about 35 minutes to Haneda and about 50 minutes out to Narita. Non-stop trains, comfortable and cheap. Before it was crazy. When I lived in Ome, 2.5 hours out, I'd get back from Canada, 1 hour into Tokyo, then another 2.5 hours out to Ome. It was just bizarre. You'd come in late at night. We have the best airport access in town now. No excuses. When you're coming to Japan, straight to Mokuhanka. It happens too. We get people with their bags in tow occasionally. They don't realize that at the airport, you drop your bags to the baggage service, have it delivered to your airport. It's absolutely the best way to do things. We get people who don't know that. They come here to Mokuhanka straight from the airport. Bit too dark, Dave. Keep it under control. Come on. should get a deal with the hotel facing shop. We do, of course. We're that far behind the 8 ball. We have our pamphlets in all the rooms in the hotel across the shop. And quite a number of people come over for a print party from there. Absolutely. Those hotels, we like them. They're fine. They're good people. Remind me, I don't have it on this computer, but remind me one day in an email or something to get a picture, get the video of the flood that was here 3 years ago at the hotel and the street. I should show that. That would be fun. I just keep forgetting about it. What are we talking about? My cousin is visiting. Any recommendations for something to visit in Tokyo? Recommendations for things to do? Good God, there's a million, bajillion things to do. What if you just Google activities in Tokyo? I know people that come here at our shop, lots of them do nearby. There's a wonderful, wonderful lady who runs a cooking class just down the street from us. People do the cooking class in the morning, eat the lunch they made. If they still survive, they come here in the afternoon to do a print party. It's the Tokyo Asakusa Kitchen. She's such a nice lady. My God, if I was 20 years younger. She's really cool. It's a wonderful place. Tokyo Asakusa Kitchen. Then also nearby here, there's a place called the Kanji House where people go and spend half an hour drinking tea, and the girls there show them how to make their name in kanji, and they do some practice of that. That's nearby here around the corner. There's just so much to do. Two impressions left after this one. Some of you have to book in advance. What are we talking about? There's too many questions going on. Just a minute. What? You're worried about getting in advance stuff, you mean? Well, I don't know. What can I say? That one you're mentioning, the Hedgehog Restaurant, yes. The things that people get stuck for, they don't book in advance, are the Hedgehog Restaurant, a Ghibli. If you're going to go to the Ghibli Museum, you got to get your reservations before you even, before you're born, whatever. Before you buy your plane ticket, buy your Ghibli reservations. That's really, really, we hear a lot of people who were sad because they thought they were going to go over there this afternoon or something. And when they find out it's sold out months in advance. So that's an important one to check. Other than that, I'm not sure what to say, There's so many things to do. I don't know what people are interested in. Someone's asking about Canadian Airline. I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. I don't know, Canadian Airline. We'll get a newbie here. A little bit like lithography. No, it's lithography. No, lithography is a planar system. This is a relief system. We have blocks that are physically carved. You can see the physical shape on this block. This is carved away, and this is left behind. We put pigment on it, like you see me doing here. And that blue shape on that block printed this blue sky area. So it's quite different from lithography. That's a planar process. This is a relief process. It's been around in Japan for a few hundred years. It's not ancient. Many cultures have the same kind of printing. Europeans did it well before the Japanese did it even, actually. But someone's saying, I'm going to be using gouache, I think you mean. You spelled it wrong. I'm using gouache because it's the rice-based necessary. I'm not sure what to say. I have no experience, but with using gouache, the rice paste for us is necessary because if this part of it, if the pigment water mix is just too watery and too loose, then it's just a wet mess on the surface of the block. The purpose of the paste for us is to turn the material on the block surface into a smooth, creamy texture so that it spreads out now creamy instead of wet, 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 wet. So if the pigment you're going to try using, this gouache, whatever, if it's already got a creamy consistency, then you perhaps don't need that paste. I can't specifically tell you because I have no experience using that stuff. But what you want, as I said, is a cream, a light thin layer of cream on the block rather than wet stuff on the block. Canadian, it must have been Air Canada you're talking about, Dan, or whatever it was called. TCA, Trans Canada Airlines, was the name of the thing back in those days. People are asking, how's the ground floor coming? I've got a few more snapshots, a few more photos I took last night. So let me finish this color and we'll look at a small slideshow. So hang on a minute about this, about the shop. Soka, the command on the bot is out of date. Yeah, sorry. Change the will command to X will or something. I don't know. No idea. Clockmaking. What's this? Oh, somebody else who's visiting is a clockmaker. Sorry, I didn't catch the reference there either. Do we have a clockmaker watching today? There's the first 15. Tuck them back in. Bring out the second 15, do the same thing. So I'll finish this up, then I'll tee up the slideshow. A bit too much there. And somebody on Twitch is streaming about clockmaking, watchmaking. Can you imagine the future now? Let this go forward another 5, 10, 15 years. Twitch is going to be so cool. People making all kinds of neat stuff on it. This is so cool. You could never look into people's workshops before, you know. The idea for us to be able to watch a woodblock printmaker. It would have been incredible for me when I was first starting out. What a fabulous resource this is going to be, you know. It's not just curiosity too, and already we've learned here by people watching this, it really has inspired and influenced people to try doing it by themselves. You could imagine a future, printmaking, clockmaking, whatever, you name it. Stream your hours of video editing. That's a bit circular, isn't it? So. But yeah, you want to learn how to do something. Just go on Twitch and watch people do it. When you think about it, certainly in our craft here, back in the old days, when an apprentice went into a shop, there was very, very little explanation. I've heard that from all the older guys I talked to. They didn't tell me anything. Just give me a bench and sat down and said, make some prints. Well, they all said the same thing. There was no explanation. They just had to watch the men around them and figure it out by themselves. And that's now, Twitch gives everybody in the world that opportunity and chance. I mean, you guys right now, you're like apprentices were back in the old days, just sitting in one corner watching while the other guy does it. So this is an insane resource, actually. No, I think none of us really realize yet how influential this could be. What do we have here? A Twitch stream from an izakaya. I'd watch a Twitch stream that was in the back room of the izakaya, the guy cooking up the yakitori, yelling out to the customers and stuff, to watch him work and how he actually does that. Not yesterday, 2 nights ago, Aoyama-san and I and William, we went to a robatayaki place. We sat on one side of the counter and the guy's in the back. It was too expensive when we shouldn't have gone there, but we were going to go to the British pub, but it was closed. So as an alternative, we go to a robatayaki place. But it was a bit hidden. We were at the counter and we couldn't quite see the grill where the guy's doing stuff. We could see him grab the ingredients, and he's throwing it on the grill while sort of semi-chatting with us. But we couldn't actually see what he was doing. But a stream like that, where you could watch what some guy's cooking and how he flips it and how he chats and talks, God, that would be so cool. Questions are running by here thick and fast. When are you putting up your next video? Please, guys, please, please, please. I know it's in the can. It's already it's in my iMovie software, just waiting for me to put it together. It's the next video about making the books, the bound books. And that's what's going to be on the stream the next few days. Today, it's finishing the owls. Tomorrow, I'm back to bookmaking. So it'll be bookmaking on the stream for the next few days, and then that's the next YouTube video, I hope. These owls, they're so much fun. They're not paying our rent. They're not that expensive, but it was funny the other day. We had the sales page for the owls turned off because we had been out of stock. So just when I was finishing up the batch the other day, Cameron-san turned on the page to put them back in the order book. And while we were watching, orders started coming in already. So outsource the video editing to the fan page. I really don't want to do that. I mean, I think part of is charm the right word? Whatever. Part of what those videos are is the way that I put it together, It's not just, I don't know. I don't see that I could outsource the video production. What I would like to is if I had a guy here who could do the camera work and stuff. I've got everything ready. I know what I'm going to talk about. I've got the prints ready. And tell the Joe here, hey, whatever, it's Cameron or somebody. Good, I'll be ready for a video at 9:30 tomorrow. Get the studio set up. And the camera and lights and stuff will be ready and set up there. 9:30, I come in with my prints, rehearse, try once, try twice, try 3 times. Then out they go. And they bring it back into the computer and get the first raw cut ready. And then I come in and sit next to them and we finish up the editing together. That's what I would really like. And if we had a person to do that for me, then I could really get a ton of good, interesting videos made. But at the moment, it's 0 or 100. Even everything, when I do those videos in the shop, I've got to wait till the shop is clear, get the lights out, get the camera out, get the 3 cameras, get this. It's an hour to set up and another hour to tear down. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who have the skills. What I really regret is that there's no sort of common intern culture here in Japan like there is over there, where somebody who was, you know, a young film college student or whatever. And I don't mean that in the sense that I could try and get it for free. That's irrelevant. We would happily pay you. But here it's nothing. You either hire a professional company to do it and they bill you hundreds of thousands of dollars, or you do it yourself. There's no alternative here. What do we got left? Okay, 3 or 4 more left of this color. Let's have a look at those slides from the shop downstairs. He's saying if you only lived in Japan, they'd come and help us. You know, well, actually, I tried that this month. You know, we had a guy on the stream who wanted to come and help us, and I got it all booked, paid his plane fare and everything else, and bang, look what I got. Nothing. So I don't know. I don't know. These foreigners, you know. I'm not trying to reject offers. I'm sorry. Just I don't see any way that I could easily make this happen, you know. I don't know. You know, the part of it that you're saying you could help with the actual editing, I get it. There are people out there with much better editing skills than me. I get that. But the other parts of it, I don't see how I can outsource those. You know, actually, you know, getting it ready, getting the preparation ready, getting the prints ready, getting onto that chair in the shop, getting the camera up, set up, and getting it done. That's the part that eats. You're paying airfares. Well, I paid that airfare, but for what? I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to get in trouble. Pay the airfare, off for the printing space, whatever. Okay, 2 sheets left on this color. No sound again. If there's no sound, I suspect it's at your end, because I think everybody else is okay. Okay, there's the owl sepia background done. 15 plus 15. Tuck that away. Okay, before we look at the slides, let me get the block here. Just got to soak it up for the next, I don't know. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got a few slides here from downstairs. This is no giant mega slideshow. Just I got a dozen or so pictures taken from downstairs. Look at this. I had to move my car. I didn't move the slide. Didn't miss the slideshow. Did I? Have we taken Will to a public bath? Yes. Our son and I took him, what was it, 3 nights ago. We hauled him down to the public bath. I shouldn't say hauled him down. He was willing to go. He wasn't afraid of it at all. I think he was a bit proud. He's got a bunch of, tattoos here and there. So he was maybe, showing off his tattoos and stuff. Yeah, no problem. And also it's good. It wasn't so hot that night. It was down to about 42. They'd let it go a bit, Or maybe actually they hadn't charged it up. We went quite early when it was still family time. So they adjust the temperature, you know. When it's family time and there's kids around, they try and keep it a bit more on a nurui, a bit more on a, not lukewarm, because it's hot. And then maybe they'll crank it up 44, sometimes 45 as the night goes on. Okay. Hey. Tattoos, tattoos. There's stuff going on about tattoos too. If Jed comes in, he can tell you about that. No, there was no hassle in the Sento at all, in the bath at all. Just we had a bath, we relaxed, we washed up, back in the bath, relaxed, washed up. Totally no problem. Just peaceful visit to the bath. No problem at all. There were no yakuza there that we knew at that time of day. We were there about 7 o'clock or something. Nearly family time. Okay, let me find this slideshow. Okay, this is just, there's still nothing really dramatic to see here, but what we've got, this is the space downstairs. And what you're doing, we're looking in at this point from the front door. Just step inside the front door. It's a long, narrow building. Dave has a tattoo of, I do fucking not have a tattoo. Jed, if you want to start stories like that. Okay. My mother watches this stream. If you tell her lies like this, she's going to have a bird. Enough. Okay, this is the shop, the long, thin space. This is a photograph taken from just inside the front door. And the left wall is where the counter will be and various shop management functions. The right hand, we'll see in a minute, is where the prints will be. And what you're looking at, the far background, we see that fan on the wall, that separate room, that'll be where the print party is. No, you haven't heard me swear before, but that was, I was heavily, what's the word? Sorry about that. My mother watches this, so I'm going to keep quiet. But anyway, okay, next slide. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is our friend William. He was using the bench in the back room to do his stuff, but he brought the parts out front into the shop to do the assembly. And he's assembling the carcasses to one of what we call browser bins. You know, people will look, like in the old record shops, you looked in and looked for woodblock prints. And the wood we're using is, I don't know what it's called in English. It's laminated up of, it's not laminated plywood style lamination, it's laminated up of little bits of wood and blocks and stuff all glued together. And William had a bit of trouble with some of it because it was a little on the thin side and it very, very dry here in Tokyo in the winter. So some of them tried to warp a little bit. So he had trouble keeping it flat while we, Betbo says, not funny. Come on, Mom, I was, what's the word? Somebody hit me hard, so I swore back at him. So, I'm in trouble with my mother. Just so you know, those of you who don't know, just posting in the stream about 12 lines back here, the Bet Bull. This is my mother, Mrs. Bull, and she's watching from Vancouver, Canada, where she lives by herself. And it's her birthday coming up next week, actually. So we won't tell you what number it is, but so in a week or so, we will have to en masse offer my mother some birthday congratulations. But so here we are, never too old to go over the knee. So, okay. Here we go. Oh yeah, this was yesterday. It's almost done now. I know I've ordered the toilet now, and what I had to do before I put the order in yesterday, I had to make the last check of the fitting size, and I'm just adjusting. It's a little bit of a, what's it called, a flange that cuts at an angle down into the bottom of the toilet, and whatever. What do they say about these jobs? You know, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So next time you're here in Mokuhankan a year from now, looking at some prints, you need to take a toilet break. Say thank you. And here's Kawai-san. You've met him in the streams here. He'll be coming in this morning, actually, too, about 9:30. And we're scraping off the old wallpaper. And we're having discussions about it. This is the left wall, the wall that will be behind the counter. And you can see by the shape of it, you can see the breeze blocks. You can see the shape of the blocks, and the previous construction people did their, plaster over top of the blocks. And I'm having a bit of an argument with Aoyama-san and Kawai-san here. They think that if we just get some thicker plaster and plaster this wall again, that you won't be able to see the block shape. And I don't think so. My experience is no matter how many times you plaster, no matter how much you put on there, it doesn't make stuff level. You can't hide stuff by putting on plaster. So I'm going to let them try it. They've asked me to let them try it. We're going to try it first with plaster, but I don't think it's going to work. So I think we're going to have to perhaps panel that wall or put a curtain on it or something to hide that, to hide those breeze blocks. And as I mentioned before, those breeze blocks are there, and right behind them, they are set against the wall of the building next to us, which is probably also the same breeze blocks. This is 1950s construction. Okay, here we go. This looks a little bit better here, where we are. This is, this is now looking the other way. I've walked to the back of the shop. I'm looking forward out to the street. You can see there's still some tape on the window. We caught the guys just in time. The deconstruction men had taped that glass ready to smash it and haul it out before we get it stopped. Oh yeah, so to go back one slide here. The overhead track light is shining right down that wall, which makes it worse. And we're going to move the track light out about 1 meter. So that will help a lot, absolutely. You're seeing it under a worst possible illumination now. Here we go again. Okay, this is at the back of the shop near the toilet looking out towards the front. And from this point of view, the browser bins will be on the left and the shop counter will be on the right. And you can see the angled part at the back right there. This is underneath the stairway that goes from outside up to the second floor. And under that angled part where we don't have full height, that's where we're putting my carving bench. The carving bench that's upstairs is coming downstairs, and when you come in our shop, the first thing you see on the left-hand side is, oh my God, he's here. And that's what we'll be doing most of the YouTube videos once we get this thing up and running. That'll be carving bench / video corner. And we're going to arrange a bunch of these track lights to give good lighting, so I don't have to run around getting a special lighting set up every single time I want to make a video. Now, I'm not going to be sitting carving there every day that we're open, every minute that we're open, but that's my bench. That's where I will be working. Moving on, here we go. Oh, yeah, okay. There's a potential problem here, which we had the same thing on the second floor. The toilet, these buildings are so compact. The toilet can't be off in the back room down a long hallway somewhere. The toilet is right bang in the middle of the shop. It is on the second floor now, and that's the way it is downstairs. So what we're trying to do, I can't totally soundproof it. We can't spend $1 bajillion on that. But at least what I'm doing is we've framed it 2x4 style, and I've got this, they call it sound cut foam core or something, I don't know. It's a fairly dense foam, and you're seeing that there's 40 millimeters in there, and then another 40 millimeters on top, and then pack it in, and then the gyp on top of that. So it's not a soundproof room, but it's going to be whatever, something, just sound cut as much as we can. I'm trying to read what you guys are writing at the same time. I can't see. Test the limits of the soundproofing. Kaboom! Yeah, go for it. Every now and then, at the second floor, we have a customer like that in the print part. Says, "Where's the bathroom? Can I use the bathroom?" There's a bit of a look on their face. Back they go. We all pretend it's not happening. So, okay, moving along. Here we go. This is a bit of a better view. This is now inside the front door, and looking back again to the back. And again, it'll be the left-hand side will be the counter with some stuff on the wall, and the right-hand side will be the browser bins. And here we are. This is as it was this morning, just before Will left. I went down there and looked at some. And the browser bins you see there, this is the carcass stage. This is what Will has built over the past few days. And that's not how they're going to look. What we've done is, if you've been in our shop on the second floor, you'll know that the browser bins are all tilted back so that you look through prints and they flip forward and blah, 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 blah. So these bins that we've built are not in their final stage. What they're going to do, we're going to cut the legs off at an angle and slice the back so that the top surfaces will be at a slight angle. And then, of course, in what looks like a long, thin space now, there will be subdivisions inside there that have prints of different types in. So it won't be as angular and as bare as you see it now. It'll be angled nicely and prepared. Finish. And then at the left end of the browser bins and at the right end of the browser bins, there's a gap of about 50 centimeters, and greenery is going in each of there. And then the track light on the roof, that track light is going to be moved back against the wall so that the light shines directly down, highlighting the nice prints. Is that the end of what we've got here? I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Just the same thing from a different angle. Look at this. There's the law of nature. What is it? Somebody expressed it once before. It's something with construction. Within X seconds of a horizontal surface coming into being in any construction zone, that starts to get inhabited. Like, you know, when the new volcanic island comes up, seeds come and the first thing is a bacteria and then the next thing is a weed and then birds come and you get a forest years later. There's a law of construction. When as soon as a horizontal surface comes into being, somehow it gets inhabited within the first 5 minutes by the first denizen, which is always a coffee cup. So coffee cups inhabit horizontal surfaces. Then they attract something else, beer can, and they attract something else. As time goes by, you've got your forest. My desk here is just covered with crap. There's a law of horizontal surfaces. The Apple Store of Woodblock prints. Do you think this is not going to look like the Apple Store? We're joking with Aoyama-san about this. He wants to go funky. He wants to get barn boards on the floor and stuff like this and rough plaster so that we can make it loosely and quickly and people think, wow, this is cool and funky. And I don't want the Apple Store, but I want this thing to be beautiful. I want people to come in and say, wow, this is beautiful. Whoa, you're early this morning. Look at this. Incredible. Wow.
Hi.
You say hello? Hey, this is Ishikawa-san. Hey, good morning, good morning. What are you doing so early? Somebody threw you out of the house? What?
何わーじゃないよ。
そうか。
日曜日じゃない、土曜日ですよ。
そうか。
頑張りますよ。
Yeah, you're lucky. I took the paper out more 2 hours ago.
いいですよ。
だけど、
大丈夫。
okay. もう2時間前から。
大丈夫。ありがとうね。
Wow. She's making loot prints. More loot prints and more loot prints, right? So, look at this, 8:47. Okay, where we are. I'm not sure. Is that the last slide or is there one more? I'm not sure. Let's see. Here, this is the last slide. And now we can see we've moved back. The toilet is now on my left and we're shooting back. And you can see now the junk. That's my table saw on the floor. Law of horizontal surfaces is collected junk. And what you're looking at is where the print party is going to take place. This will be the print party room. Now, this is the old restaurant kitchen. There's tiles around there, there's gas heaters, there's extractor fans, there's a sump in the floor. It's a disaster. And what we're going to do is we're not even going to try and rehabilitate it. We're going to build a new room inside that space. We're going to lift the floor up, put tatami down, bring the walls in, get rid of the extractor fan, make a new wall there. And you won't believe it. That's the area that will be hugely transfigured and transformed over the next few weeks. I think that's the end of that little slideshow. It goes back, yes, that's where we started with Will and Kawai-san and Aoyama-san at the front. So that's today's slideshow report. Tomorrow will probably not be anything to report because I'm in the shop. I'm on shop duty today, print party and things like that. Then interesting question here. Somebody's asking, if we're moving the browser bins and print parties downstairs, what's the second floor going to be used for? We have plans. Just whatever. I posted in yesterday's stream a link to a thing that I wrote many years ago about future Mokuhankan. And if you're curious about what kind of things are going to be on the second floor or what kind of things we're going to be building from now on in, that's a good thing to look up. Could I link it again today? Or maybe somebody can beat me to it, the link that I posted yesterday to the Mokuhankan Conversations. I'm slow here, someone's going to beat me to it. Here we are. If you want to know what we're thinking about, oh, you did it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. 2 of you did it. Shall I post it in for a third? If you're interested in what we're doing, what we're thinking about, what kind of vision we have for the future, that piece that these gentlemen have just linked right now, these fans have just linked right now, we'll give it to you. It's a long read, but it talks about our life, where we're going. And now I've talked too much. I've got to work. I've got only 40 minutes left, and I've got 2 colors to do here. Okay, first 15, out we come. print. You fool, that wood is getting dry. Yes, I know. So. The wood is indeed too dry. Sorry about that. Looking good. How long have I been in Japan now? I've been living here steadily since 1985. I moved here, 1980, I can't remember, 1985 or 1986 when I moved here. I don't remember which one. My God, I'm done. I came to Japan for some visits, a 3-month visit, then another 3-month visit first. And then I came on buying trips. I worked for a music store. We came to buy saxophones and flutes and stuff like that. But I gave up my life over there and I moved here, and it was the summer of 1986, I think. So I've been here since then. I've been living in Tokyo all the time. I came first on a 3-month tourist visa. That's all they gave me. I had applied for a cultural visa, to study woodblock printmaking, and that was refused. So I just came as a tourist and thought we'll figure it out as we can on the fly. $31. It must be more than 31. If I came in the summer of 1986 to show. What is it now? It's 2018. Yeah, I'm in the 33rd year, 32nd year. I don't know. In your early time in Japan, you play this game, when you meet a foreigner, they sort of hedge around this question, how long you been here? And one guy will say, 1.5 years. You'll say, 2 years. It's sort of a game. You got to get the guy beat, And it's not a game I play much anymore. This, But I'm not the winner in the length. In fact, I'm not even the longest woodblock printmaker here. 2 guys, I'm number 3. 2 guys beat me. Richard Steiner down in Kyoto, he's been here way longer than I am. He's been here, if I'm 32 or 33 years, he must have been here for about 40 years or so, I think. So in terms of straight longevity, Richard has got me long beat. He lives and works down in Kyoto. He's got he teaches much more than making prints. We're a factory, we emphasize making prints. Richard emphasizes teaching. And if you Google up Richard Steiner, Steiner, Kyoto, you'll get to his website. So he's the sort of the current grand old man of Westerners doing printmaking in Japan. Then also longer than me is David Stones. He lives down in Nagoya. So it's Kyoto, Nagoya, Edo, Tokyo. The 3 of us, the triumvirate here. And David also, he's been here much longer than me. If I'm 30 odd years, he must be like 37 or 38 years or so. Married a very beautiful woman from Kyoto. He's made a happy life for himself. He hasn't focused so much on, being a factory like we are. He's kept it on a lighter, easier basis. He teaches English to make a living, and then he makes prints as the mood strikes. So from his point of view, we're sort of an overdone factory, but he's a really, really nice guy, making quiet, sensitive prints. That's David Stones. And the media gets me confused. We'll get a phone call. I'm David, I was born in England, I have this beard, I make woodblock prints. And they think they're talking to the Nagoya David, who has a beard, born in England, makes woodblock prints, been here for a donkey years. So there's 2 of us. So I'm number 3. I'm not the grand old man here. ねえ石川さん、海外からの外国人班が3人ですね。スタイナーさんは京都、デイビッド・ストーンズ、名古屋、エドはデイビッド・ボールですね。
3人ね、トライアングルね。
僕一番若いです。I'm the youngest one. I'm the youngest. It's okay. そう、本当です。一番ニューフェイスです、私は。そう。
そうなの？
そう、スタイナーさんがもう40になった。40年。
あ、そう。
彼は70何歳。
そう。
で、ストーンズは僕より4、5年上です。そう。で、デイビッドもいますし、ヒギもありますし。そう。I'm number 3. If if I keep working and apply myself, one day I can be the main printmaker here, foreign printmaker in Japan.
そう、名古屋ってなんで名古屋なんですか？名古屋ってなんかあります
なんでかわかんない。彼が田舎に古い民家見つかったんです。
あ
田舎暮らす。多分彼が京都のなんて言いますか。
はい、ベニシアさん。
そうすのもう40年前でしょ。徳力。
あ、徳力、はい。
徳力の工房でデイビッドさんが弟子になったんです。だから60年代の徳力の工房の写真が載ってますが、ワンコーナーがデイビッド・ストーンズ、若いデイビッド・ストーンズが練習やってる。
あ、そう。
そうだ彼のルーツは京都。だけどその奥さんと一緒に田舎暮らしたいんですが、その
探したら名古屋。
そうそう。岡崎ですね。名古屋市の岡崎です。愛知県。だから古い民家をもうゼロから、骨まで取って、暮らしながら、美人ですよ、彼女は。京都美人です。何回、ちょっと軽い話ですから、3人展示会とかなんか考えるかな。
これから
共鳴、what do you call 東名京何ちの東京、
名古屋、
あれ
ね、あんのなんか。
It is, in the old days, so it was Osaka, Kansai, and Nagoya, and Edo. What's the word for the three areas together?
すいません。
I'm sorry.
こっちはタイムソール。
I haven't caught the stream. I'm sorry, guys. What's going on here? A cafe? Yes, one day we'll have a cafe. The Baron Cookies. So. Oh, Miss Mom's off, is she for the night? Oh, it's okay, that's right. It's Friday night. It's okay. See you later, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much. Sorry about the small episode a few minutes ago, but it's okay. I'll try and be a good boy. These streams are fun, Hopefully they're fun.
何人ぐらい見てるんですか？
How many people? I don't know. It doesn't show on my software, so they can tell how many people are watching, but I can't tell from this end how many are watching.
あ、そう。
Ishikawa-san just asked me how many people are watching this morning. I can't tell from this end. Can you give her an answer? So if my mom's gone, I can go back to swearing. So, 今127人です。It's nothing. On Twitch, there are people who they have 10,000, 20,000 people. I think somebody told me last week that at one time there was more than 1 million people watching some special event on Twitch, So 127, it's from their standards, it's nothing. But from our point of view, well, wow, We should, the other day, Cameron was talking, we should do it like a telethon, put the number, place your orders now for such and such, or whatever, I was wrong. Okay, the record is 500,000. I'm sorry. I exaggerated, I'm sorry. Anyway, 500,000, that's astonishing at one time. Amazon server power, can I? Do you hear the sound from the bench next to me? This is Ishikawa-san. She's grinding some pigment here. ウィリアムズがね、帰りました。
あ、帰りました。
そうそうそう。
今日帰った、朝。
今日は11時半ですが、ここは7時頃出たんです、ね。
あ、そう。
いや、ちょっと8時、9時半ぐらいの電車、OK、いや、彼が起きて、ちょっと。
あ、そう。
話しながら、キャキャキャキャキャ、やっぱり。
あかんな。
ホームシック。
ホームシックかい。
Someone's asking here about pigments and fading and stuff. The pigments we're using today, these days, they're mostly mineral pigments. In the old days, in the Edo time, most of the pigments that were used for this kind of printmaking were a vegetable origin. I mean, plants. There was the different tree barks they ground up and boiled to get pigments. Indigo, of course, tree roots, flower petals. There was all kinds of stuff used. Some of the colors were really beautiful, really soft. But because of the nature of the medium, they didn't last long at all. And those guys didn't care because the prints in the old days weren't being made with any sense that they would last a long time. They were highly consumable items. When we moved into the 20th century or so, now that prints started to become seen as art objects, people were more concerned about longevity of pigments. And these days, in the West, oh my God, pigments come with like some rating numbers, how long they're going to last and stuff like that. I don't know anything about that. We're using now mostly mineral pigments, and they're ground up. For that sound you heard just a minute ago, Ishikawa-san, she was just grinding in her, what's the word, nyubachi. And I'm not about to put a number on this. These prints will last 75 years or 275 years or whatever. I can't tell you that in terms of the pigment, that light fastness. I don't know. The paper we're making these things on, we know by experience is going to last easily a couple of hundred years. And we talk about this in our shop all the time. On top of that paper, how long the image will last will be very much determined by how it's exposed. Because there's no pigments in the world that are strong enough to survive, exposure to direct sunshine and stuff on an overextended basis. So if one of our prints is hung on a wall where the sun will strike it, it'll be dead in years, a few years. If it's kept tucked away in a portfolio and never looked at, it will last literally hundreds of years. What we want is a happy medium between that, where they're exposed and looked at in a more gentle environment. On a wall, away from direct sunshine, or in a portfolio and brought out occasionally for viewing. So what's the number? How long will this last? I don't know, I'm sorry. Long, long, long after you're dead. The video about my fridge. So I tell you, I should go out to Ome and just break that thing and sell it just to put an end to that story. It's still plugging away.何年前ビデオ作ったんですが、うちの版画ももう200年持ちでしょう。現代にあるものは iPhone とか車など冷蔵庫とかもうちょっと数年しか使えない。あとはゴミになります。その話の中に僕の冷蔵庫も話しました。多めの話ですね。 僕の冷蔵庫もう今20年以上ですから、もうそろそろアウトですね。もうゴミですよ。もう今30年経ったんですけど、まだ使ってる。そう。
すごいよ、そんな冷蔵庫ないよ、今。大体壊れるからね。
いや、あんまり使ってないからでしょ。ただ僕コンセントに。でも問題は、あんまり断熱材が入ってないとか、なんていうの。
そうだね。
結構。
結構ね。
使ってる。そう。
電気をね。
そうです。でももう新しいもの買う人ないでしょ。誰もいないですから。
でもあそこなくなったら困っちゃうよね、冷蔵庫。
ちょうど話が変になるかもしれないんですが、前、ひみちゃんのお母さんと一緒に住んだ時、彼女が、いや、もうちょっと大きい冷蔵庫が欲しかった。前の、そのハムのマンションに小さなものしかなかった中古のものですね。日本に来た時はお金なかったんですから。じゃあ、いつかもうちょっと待っててください。今ちょっとお金足りないですから。もうちょっと待ってて。彼女は頑張ったね。小さな冷蔵庫しかなかったんです。じゃあ、ある日、彼女、冷蔵庫、そうですね。ちょっと口座見て、OK, we have enough money. じゃあ、新しいもの。その時代の、今30年前。一番大きいじゃないですか。スペースに入れる。そう。彼女すっごいハッピーです。すごいハッピー。
だよね。
その後何ヶ月後、離婚。だから、僕、あの冷蔵庫と見ると、いろんな思いがあります。
一回それを思ってから、
そう。
あるんだね。そう。
せっかく買ったんですが。I'm not going to translate that story. Sorry. If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't get it. That's all there is to it. Sorry. Not about my mom. It's about my ex-wife. So, fair enough. So. So I've been single for 27 years.
そう冷蔵庫すごい。
Everything has a story. Everything has a story for all of us, you know. So. Someone asked me in an email, just said, "My God, how come you have so many stories? What's going on? You know, what kind of a special life did you lead?" You know, I said, "That's nothing. Everybody has a story. Everything is a story. I'm no different from anybody else." You know. I got to be careful here. You're laughing and fooling around and doing this, and it would be so easy to screw up these prints. And I almost did the last time here. One of the first times I was printing this out. This is really an important point. You can see right here. The registration marks are here, and this is the part that's carved. Now we try generally to keep the pigment basically just on top of the carved area. But to get it all over the carved area, you've got to come a bit past. You can see where the brown stain, excuse me. You can see where the pigment has come bit by bit by bit. Now what happens if you're not careful is you're pushing out, and right around here, and there it is right here, pigment is starting to build up here. I don't know if you can see it. I've only done 10 copies, so it's nothing, but I can scrape it off with my fingernail. There's a buildup of pigment right in this zone. And right here is the same buildup of pigment. And this is a critical, because that's where I'm going in the registration mark. And let me grab a junk piece of paper that doesn't matter. If I rub pigment on here, and if I put the paper in just a little bit too carelessly, I'd get a little tiny blob of brown here at the corner. And whatever, it's not built up enough to make a problem yet. But then I would pull the print off. And in the first batch of prints I made a few months ago, when we first started doing this, before I learned how to use these blocks, this area next to the registration mark had some brown stains right here. And I lost, I don't remember how, 3, 4, 5, 6 prints before I noticed it. And it's dangerous, you know, you get distracted, busy chatting with people, telling lies about a refrigerator or something, you know. And right here, here's what it is. The pigment is building up right there on the edge of that piece of wood. In goes the last sheet, and if I'm not careful, right there it touches. It would touch on the bottom of that curve. This is okay. But it's so easy to screw up. So easy to screw up. Okay, here we go. Okay, last one. Last color. This will be simple. This is the leaves. This will go over in a few minutes. What time is it? 9:11. Where is it? It's on the back of the blue block. Put this away. Oh, I don't have any green. I have no green. Can I steal some green?
どういうグリーン
But anything. Doesn't really matter.
あ、似てるか。
運び。
運び、あ、ごめん。
あ、いや、ね、いいです。
あるよ、あるある。
宮下さんですにありますから。
あ、そっちだ
そう。運び入って。Thank you. My mother's gone like I start swearing again. Please don't. I shouldn't. I don't know what image people have of me. I don't swear that much, I don't think. 石川さん、私、一日中、スタッフとか話した間に、結構ひどい口。Do I swear a lot? Do I use bad words?
いや、そんなことないよね。
I don't think so. That's my image of myself is a sort of a kind person. But,
はい、言われたら自分で言ってる。
but then now and then I guess on the
で
street.
で
So, and a few minutes ago, we were talking about something, blah, 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 blah. And Jed posted and said, David has a secret tattoo on his back, you know. And I'm like,
そういう
I said something bad, you know.
あ
And I think that's the acceptable time to use a swear word, you know, when it's a question of emphasis, you know, you want to say something. So I don't know. I don't have an image of myself as swearing all day long. I don't know.
大丈夫だと思うよ。
I hope so, but, you know. I think maybe what happens is I get excited about telling some story or something and I try to emphasize things, and that's when swear words come up, when you're trying to emphasize something. Like she would say so. She's okay. She's all right. She doesn't have to suck up to me at all. She's all right. Just a 40-minute stream. Look, give me a break. There's some law of nature there. Dave's inability to estimate the time something will take, you know. Cameron's not here today. It's the weekend. He's a normal person. He works like Monday to Friday, and this is now Saturday. So he's sane. You know, I mean, like he goes home. Unlike some of us who haven't got quite life figured out yet. Cameron goes home. Friday afternoon, he's off. It happened yesterday. When he was leaving Friday, he said, see you in a few days. I'm like, whoa, you're going overseas or something? What's happening? He says, well, actually, it's Friday night. I'll see you Monday. Oh, this branch too strong for this one. Here we are. There's our finished little print. I need a weaker branch. This is way too strong. Excuse me. What have we got here? Dave, check the link. Is this something I should do or not? What is it? fbcdn.net. Can I trust this? Ishikawa-san. These idiots, they just won't stop.
あ、これね。すごいな。
Did you see what it was yesterday?
なんでこの練習自分でやったの？
No, it's these guys who are just fooling around. Look, like if we go back, what they did
これなん
yesterday.
じゃないよね。当たり
Well,
前だけど。
that's my sweater.
いや、これわかる。これ。
そう。
あー、
You know, we don't have
すごい。
They changed the fan page yesterday. I told these guys are crazy. They have nothing
面
better to
白
do.
いね。
Well, I'm sitting here working. At least I'm getting something done. These guys are just fooling around, you know.
何これみんなできなくて自分がいつも
I
やって
said,
る
what
って
it
言っ
tells
て
you
るわ
is,
け
what it tells you is we've come to an era now where television is so bad
うん
that this is better.
うん。ベ
You
タ
know, coming here and doing this beats watching TV. So they changed the fan page. But look at this. If this is the we're laughing about this.
変わってる
We're laughing about this, but on the fan page, it's just whatever. But having said that, look, if you go down the fan page, people are carved. Look at this guy. Here's the new.
Oh,
I haven't met him yet.
何これ?
Bruno Henrique.
ヘンリケ。
Henrique.
ヘンリケさん。
It's French. I don't
ス
know.
ペイ
Anyway,
ンスペイン人
Spain or French, I don't know. But look at this. He's like made
すご
three
い
or
ね。
four prints.
いや、川崎さんみたいじゃん。
Well,
川崎
not
さ
like
ん
that.
の
He's doing
さ、あれ
look,
か
look,
と思っ
look,
た。
look,
すごい。う
crisscross
わ
hair.
ー、すごい。うわー。
So in the middle of all the
いいね
laughing and fooling around, people are actually doing this now, making prints and practicing and doing stuff.
So
Here,
good
this person is in Mexico, Camilo. He or she, I don't know. Look at this.
なんかもう
Look at their carving.
すごいね。
So,
うん、すごいすごい。
linking of paper making, whatever. So,
ああ。
so everywhere you're laughing and joking around and stuff,
さ
but
っきの
actually
笑える。
stuff
リフレ
is
ジレーターは笑えね。
stuff is getting done.
面
So,
白い
so.
ね。
Look at this. People get back to the printing. Get back to the printing. It's all your fault, you know.
あ、こうやって見れてんね。すごいね。面白い。
はいはいはいはい。It beats working, doesn't it? So, what do you do to make a living? You know? Ishikawa-san's laugh, ne? So. People are laughing about your laugh. Your laugh is pretty, what's the word? Assertive. You have a strong laugh.
そう。
そう
あのね、高くてね、響くって言われてるよくみんなに。
あ、そう、なに響くて、なに
みんなが聞こえる。
そうか、
すごく
そうか。
こもらないでね、声が。
いやいやいやいや
バーって。そう。
She's been getting that feedback all her life, you know, the people around her. Oh my God, don't make Ishikawa-san laugh. The windows will break and stuff like this. You know, whatever. Hibiku.
そう。
I'm not insulting you. I'm just pointing out. You know, so. I've gone missing now. It's just streaming by here. I'm missing this all. So they're just talking too much. I can't.昨日工事中下の工事の仕事ですが、青山さんと、河合さんがプレーナー電気管ナして持ってきたんですけど、ブイーに始まったんですね。やってる途中、隣の劇場の山口さんがいらしたんですね。申し訳ないんですが、お笑い
邪魔するんだ。
じゃあそこまで飛んでるよ。
あ、そう。
だから彼がステージの上に、ブズー
やだ。
一回はジョークですね、になったんですけど、もうずーっとずーっとずーっと続くことができない。彼が本当に申し訳ないですか
あ、そ
ら、
う。
そこまで飛んでますよ。
あ、すごいね。響くね、それ、こんな木の間もね。ウルさん、すいません。ちょっとお聞きしたい。いいくらやっても紫が出ない。なんだっけ、もっと赤強く、青強く、どうすればいいんだっけ。
Excuse me a second, guys. よいしょ。
今、紫っぽいのをしてるんですけど、こんな感じで、こういう色にしないといけないんですよね。こういう見た目が紫。そうそうそうそう、はい、こんな感じ。今やってんだけど、色がもっと赤いっぱいね。はい。と思うでしょ。今赤強くしたらこれなの。もっとね。
かな？
はい。
じゃあ、とりあえずまだ入れない。タイルの上で、ちょっとだけ赤を、箱にからちょっと糸の上で。
わかったわかった。
ちょっとだけテスト。
はい、はい、はい。ありがとうございます。
まだ絵の具の中に混ぜない。
ここへね。
そう。
ちょんとね。赤ね。はい。
タイルの上でもいいし。
こういうことだよね。
まあ、
やってみる。
もっとかかるかもしれない。糸がまだドライですね。僕も紫が難しいです。いや、緑とかグリーンはいろいろできますが、紫は僕の方が一番難しいです。
あ、そう。
津島さんも全然。とテスト紙ですか？何でもいいのコピーをして。
やってみる。はい。
Someone's asking about why is purple more difficult for me, and actually I really don't know. And without being sarcastic, I don't know. I just find myself that to make a green, for example, we start with something a light yellow base and put a bit more blue in, put a bit more blue in, sometimes a bit of black to tone it. I know where I'm going. I can see it get darker. I can see it get bluer. I can see it get greener. I can sort of see it seems to be more X-white. There's yellow and there's, and the amount of blue in it tells you where you're going. But for some reason, for me, it doesn't do that with the blue and red. Blue and red together making the purple. It's not 2 points that are blending easily to something in the middle. I don't know why. It's something to do with the way the light waves work, or just my own simple experience, or I don't have any idea. Just I find it much more difficult. And Ishikawa-san's experiencing the same thing. She wanted it to get more on the purple side, how much red to put in. She thought she'd already put enough red in, but it wasn't turning out to be purple enough. So it's not just me that struggles with this one. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I find it more difficult. Brown is also tough, but I can understand that because now we're getting more complex. To make a brown, we're using basically 3 primaries plus black, some blend of those. And it's much more difficult. If you've got if I've got some kind of brown in the bowl here and I want it to change to be a certain, there's a sample I want to go, do I need more red? Do I need less black? Do I need, whatever? That to me is a tough one as well. But I can understand that because of the complexity. You've got so many variables now building up. So in comparison to those, the green to me is really, really simple. And perhaps it's a consequence of just how, I'm not a trained artist. I just haven't done those things all my life, We're signing off, Riley. Is it time? I've got another 20 sheets or so to do here. I can finish my part of this. Or what's this? The bot has to leave for some reason. The bot's going home. I don't know what's happening here. The bot is signing off. That's a new one for me. Ah, just a test, I see, okay. Right, that was the first 15.どうですか、石川さん？もっとライラックになった？
うん、ライラックになる。でも、それか、今はまあ赤すぎるけどね。もう少し青入れて。
さっきから言うと、put a bit of red in, then put a bit of blue in, then put some more red in, put some more blue in.
そうだね。この間もそうだったね。もうちょっとじゃあ青をして、紫戻してって感じしますかね。今、結構赤、ほとんど赤に。
どっちが欲しい？これゴールですか？
うん。
I can't see it. Yeah.
これでもまだ緑が強いからね。ちょっとまだ、もう少し薄くなってきてますけど。
Clearly from there we needed to go red, but now clearly from here we've got to go blue.
そうだね、そうだね。そうだね。じゃあちょっと間いきます。
かな？
やってみる。
じゃあちょっと入れすぎかな。牧汁も入ってますか？
牧汁入れてない。入れた方がいい？
この中入ってます。
入ってる。ああ、かなり入れたか。はい。
薄い。
ちょびっとね。
薄いぐらいタイルから。
はい。ちょっとやってみる。
本当に私もそのものが本当にいつも迷ってる。私が何回も捨てて後ろから始まる。その経験が多いです。
そう。紫？
そう。自分の作品の中にあんまりないです。なぜかもうギブアップ。ギブアップ。とあまり自然さっきの自然シリーズとか紫がないでしょ。
関係ないね。
そう。グリーン、ブラウン、ブルーが多い自然のもの。紫がないでしょ。
そっか。それで済むんだね。
The difficulty of purples is due to the particular pigments we're using. Could be, remember we're using this isn't the Photoshop color wheel. We're not starting with a pure red and a pure blue and stuff like that. This is a particular, compound. So yes, there's certain colors that we actually can't get. We've had this experience a while back in one of the portraits prints. Jed called for a certain kind of blue that he could make, and that we weren't able to make that blue with our pigments. If you think about that sort of color wheel approach, there's a cleanest blue on the outside of that color circle. But our blue, the indigo we're using, if you were trying to mix that on Photoshop, you would be mixing a blue and a black. So our blue, the indigo we're starting with, is not a pure blue. We can't get rid of the black out of that. So depending on the characteristics of the particular pigments we're using, there are certain colors that we actually can't make. But I'm not going to take that excuse for this one. The purple here, simply it's a question of inexperience. And a much a better level printer than myself, Rich Kausan, could let me show you how to do that. Bang, 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 mix it up straight away. You know, so. But we were hamstrung for that particular print that Jed wanted a color for that we just could not make with our traditional pigments. So we went out and bought a small package of watercolor of the specific one that he wanted. It was called Peacock Blue. And we just could not mix that. I forget what print it was in. I can't remember. I hope Kawai-san's okay downstairs. I think so, right?
大丈夫です。
今日私とKawai.
はい。
I wonder if William's watching from the airport Wi-Fi. Is he on here? I haven't seen his name pop up. Is it usually this busy on Saturday? You talking about me or are you talking about the stream? I mean the shop or the stream? I don't know what the... Cameron じゃないですね。昨日でしょ。5時頃かな。お店の中にいる間に、キャメロンが上から来て、はい、じゃあ、I forget exactly. He said, I said, I'll see you in a few days. A few days. Nani, you're going back to America or something? What's going on? He said, Dave, it's Friday. I'll see you on Monday. So, Sugi-san, good morning. Hello.
おはようございます。
Sugi-san, come and say hello.
Hi.
This is Sugi-san, the printer. So here, you're in. It's his camera. So. And it's a weekend. It's Saturday here, but the printers here all work. They have their own keys. They come and go as they wish. There's no, the shop has hours downstairs. It's open 9:30 to 5:30, but the printing room is open. There was one time a few weeks ago, Nishikawa-san was here late, like I forget, 10 o'clock or something. One day he worked here, so. She checks her own family time when she's free to come and when she's free to work. So. A あゆみさんの話ですが、聞きました。彼女が木曜日、旦那さんと一緒に来る。だから、やっぱり挨拶かな、最後の挨拶。私たちが何準備した方がいいですか彼女に。I don't know, I'm just asking.
多分日本人だったら、
彼女
は関係ないかな。
彼女からの挨拶ですね。今何
そう
年前で本当にありがとうございます。
生まれてからだよね。
私たちが何も。
今はいいんじゃないですかしないで。
花とかなんか用意しなくても OK ですか
私っていうか日本人だったらまだしないね。
だから生まれてよそのニュースが入ってからやっぱりなんか花とかなんか送るんですが。 Jock, you're asking about William. Why did he go home? I still honestly don't know. He didn't clearly tell me. So I don't know. The feeling I get is that he was homesick. He was on his phone all the time. Couldn't let go of what's over there. He's talking to his dad, talking to his girlfriend. But I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. He just simply didn't tell me. He left me a letter. I got up in the morning, there's a letter on the bench apologizing. So I don't know. If he wants to tell people about it, he'll tell. If he doesn't, it's up to him. You say it's none of our business, but it's sort of my business after paying for the airfare and food and accommodation, whatever. Anyway. Okay, here we are. I have 2 sheets of paper left. Let's do this. We're at the end of today's run here. What was going to be like a short 30-minute stream, I think I said, has turned into a normal stream. It's okay. But I got distracted, you know. It's all your fault. Here we go. So here, this is the last owl for me. For a day or two. So that's the one we thought was spoiled, you know, because the background's got a bit of a line on it. So there we are. I have delivered 60 owls in the past few days. That should be enough to keep our shipping staff off my back now for a while. Come March, we will absolutely need more. Even just in the shop, we'll need many, many more. I like this. This is such a nice classic image, you know. I love it. Okay, there we are. There we are. There we are. Okay, here we go. That's it, we're done. I know what we're going to be done. This is Saturday. They will be streamed tomorrow morning. And I can tell you already, I figured out what to do. The books, the Ukiyo Heroes books, the 10 bound books. I've got this middle sections bound. I'm now going to put the covers on. And my God, people they're going to lynch me if I don't get these out soon. So that's what the morning streams will be over the next few days. Me doing the sewing up of the covers of these books before I head downstairs into the depths to get working on construction. So that's what's going to be happening. So there we are. Thanks for watching today. It's been a bit of a fun stream today. I must have missed a lot of part of it here, but it's been fun, the interaction. As a last, before I go off, as I shut off here, I'll turn the camera around just for 1 second, Ishikawa-san. It's okay, just for 1 minute so they can see your bench. 今さよなら時間ですが、最後のシーン、ちょっとこの2人のベンチで。
座ってりゃいいのかな
No, そのまま。だから、
はい。
So anyway, so I'm signing off from my camera here. I'll show you the room and then I'll sign off for good. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. そのまま。とりあえず、just どのようなものを作って。
色が合わないっていうこの話
No,
を
no,
ど
no,
うぞ
no, 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 nothing embarrassing. Good grief, nothing embarrassing. This is Ishikawa-san's bench. She's got tons of colors and pigments here. This is her territory, her home base. Look at this. So, and she's still doing the first testing of this. You can see what she's doing here. She's trying out these purples. You can see what we were talking about a minute ago. And once she gets set, she'll get the mix ready and she'll go through to work on the addition. And behind her, let's zoom back out a bit. That's the entrance to the room. Behind her is Sugu-san, who arrived a few minutes ago. Sugu-san, gonna say hello just for a moment? Thank you. So. It's okay. No, so, okay. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Okay, signing off now. All right, people, thanks very much for the stream.
Bye bye.
Off we go. Hi.